Hello everyone, welcome here. Today, we're gonna play some Sweet Transit. Let's see, we got our steel up and running last time, mostly. The steel plant is rather large compared to what it actually needs to service, but that's good. We have plenty of available resources in the area. At some point, I will assuredly want to expand its size. But anyway. So now that steel's taken care of, what is our next move? Probably to get meat for our craftsmen. I think. Yeah. So, we need to get some farms down for that. How much money are we making? A decent amount. Okay, good. Turn that up just a little bit. I still can't get the in-game music to work properly, so we're using the in-game music through an external player. It works better if you re-encode it, but it still fails, so I don't know. Okay, now it's too loud. I think we had a volume issue. Because if I set it back to the same volume it was, it sounds fine. So apparently VLC didn't properly adjust its volume when it started. I don't think I've ever seen that issue. Anyway, hello survey. Welcome here. Alright. How are we doing on supplies? Shirts are a bit low. But that's because the shirt train is on the way. Okay, I think we're fine for supplies for now. Let's go ahead and add meat. And to do that, I need to figure out where I want to put it. Well, we do have this dead end here. We could put a station on that and put meat in here. It's not the worst idea I've ever had. It's not necessarily the best idea either, but it's not the worst idea. Okay. Let me see, how do I want to arrange this? I think we'll do that. Okay. And then we'll put in a third line, because why not? Doesn't hurt anything. Let me run those into there. Okay. Now, That should do. Okay, you get removed. We add on chain signal for entry. Standard signals there. Chain signals for exit. Boom, one wired up station. Okay, you are East Beef Incorporated, just because I'm feeling whimsical at the moment. And let's find the cattle ranch. Okay, how much do these produce? Does it say? Ooh, it consumes wheat. Produces meat and fertilizer. Okay. So it consumes 60 wheat a minute, which I think is how much... Okay, one wheat farm will supply 2 cattle ranches. So we're going to put wheat here at East Beef, so we don't have to run wheat in from the wheat farms. Well, I could, I guess, put more wheat farms over here. I'd have to run more trains through the wheat farm, and no, let's not do that. Okay. Oops. Didn't mean to put that bend in there. Okay. And this produces 60 meat a minute. Okay, so we can turn on 120 wheat a minute into 120 meat a minute. That should be plenty for now. So we'll put in a wheat farm. It needs 3 silos. Yeah. Oh, Sealith. Did you just share a 44-month resub like a week or two ago? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, if Twitch is scamming you, it's for my greater good, so... That's a bad idea to put that there. Okay. That'll work out. Now, we're going to do input storage from there. However, I'm not going to do output storage to there. We're going to do output storage to a distribution center, I think, actually. We'll put the distribution center over here. Output storage to the distribution center. Okay. Add filter. Filter. Fertilizer gets output to there. Add filter. Filter. Meat gets output to there. Okay. That way we have better control. The wheat never goes to the station. And then we add 2 cattle ranches. Okay, these require a lot of pasture. Okay. Just add a little bit more. Okay, now you do all your transactions with the distribution center. All right. Now, these need 160 craft. Why the hell would you need craftsmen to work at a... Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. What does matter is that we need a train running in here with people. So, let's set up a route first. Go San Salvador Central. East Beef Incorporated. Swap workers. Swap workers. Rename. Workers. Okay, add a train. We need ST40, coal tender. We'll do 4 cars. Boom. Okay. Now, this shouldn't need any imports. So what we need at this point is an export train. This will need to go to San Salvador Central. Load until full cargo. Unload. Empty cargo. Cargo filters set to meet. This is not Timberborn. This is not Timberborn. Although Timberborn will probably be taking this slot once I'm tired of this game. Okay. San Salvador beef. An ST40, a coal tender. And 5 cars, as is traditional. Off you go. Okay. San Salvador Central is not large enough, but anyway. We need to copy this train. And then we need to change the filters on these cars to meet okay. Because the way most trains are set up, most of the trains that supply the town are set up so that they damn it, electricity's down. Why is electricity down? Because we don't have enough coal here. Why do we not have enough coal here? Because we're burning it too fast, faster than we're delivering it. Okay. Well, that's a solvable issue. No, it isn't. Okay. We need to build up the coal mines here. Wait, there's only 2 coal mines here? Really? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, we might have to remove the San Salvador fuel mine entirely to some place where there's more coal. There is more coal over here. We could also transship coal from over here to over there. Yeah. No, we're probably better off building a larger coal mine. Okay. Now, how big did I make these bays? 6. Okay. We'll put in a bunch more bays for trains. And we're going to actually go ahead and make them double-ended this time. Because we have the room. $805 streams. Are you okay, survey? Okay. Now. Let's go ahead and get this fully built before we actually fix any issues. Okay. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. Wish I would have known that about that a while ago. Okay. Guess what happens when you don't read. Wait. I've got that backwards. Okay. There. We do have 2 mines here. I would kind of like to keep using those mines. What I really should do is wait till all the trains have left the station, if there ever is ever a moment where that happens. And then you delete the station and rebuild it. Or, in the alternative, we can do that. Rename this station. And then we just reselect everything to go here. After I fix the station to actually have properly hooked up. Okay. This still has one train assigned. It's the tram. Duplicate that route. Rename. Okay, San Salvador, fuel mine, tram. Okay. Now, we're going to, now that everything's moved away from this station, make some minor edits to the tracks here. I do want to keep this station operational. So, how we're going to do that is we're going to tie onto this line. Let's see. Actually, I kind of like to be able to do this farther out. So I can fit in signals in some places where I would like to have signals. Okay. Okay, this is definitely not ideal. But there should be low traffic coming in and out of here. I just realized a little problem. I'd like to have a tram running into here still. And for a tram to be running into here, we need to run both ways. So this is a bad junction. Yeah, so what I really want to do is I just want to paste in the basic T-junction. More or less. I think. Put it up here, let's say. That is not what I wanted to delete. Game. There we go, finally. It's really greedy. It really badly wants you to delete Rails. For like no reason. Like it tries desperately to get you to delete Rails. If you try to click something next to Rails, it'll delete the Rails instead. Every time. Okay, so we need to add a tram. And its route should be the old fuel mine tram route. Oh, and I need to add wiring. So that this line is electrified because it's mostly shortish range intercity trains running down here. So we need an electrified rail. And then I need to set up a station to go from the old fuel mine to the new fuel mine. Load, unload, full cargo, empty cargo, coal. Okay, and then for this, we need a train. We need the SDF-10 with a coal tender. We'll have 2 gondola wagons. I mean, train is invalid. There we go. We'll run 2 identical trains whose sole job it is to transship coal from the old station to the new station. We probably don't need 2, but that's what we've got. Oh shit, I forgot to add the roads here. Oops. It's a bit of an issue. Okay. That should get everything moving, I hope. Okay. Some of these trains can now be upgraded to not be multi-drive anymore, which means we might be able to fit larger locomotives. The problem is we've got 5 long bays here at the power plant. We have to make them at least 6 long to get any kind of upgrade, I think. Okay, meanwhile, power's down, because of course it is. Okay, we haven't received craftsmen here yet. Why are you 2 disabled? Well, that should be fixed now. I hope. Okay, power's blinking, which means coal deliveries are arriving. It looks like we are short on workers, maybe. That, or we are having throughput issues on the trams. Yeah, we're still having blocking problems here, but I need shorter trains to solve that, and I don't have shorter trains, really. I need to get electric cargo trains yesterday. I'm not sure when I even unlock those. How did you get to the unlock screen again? I don't remember. Global. Okay, that unlocks the ET-10, which is an electric locomotive, yeah. This unlocks a diesel train. ET-20, there we go. I don't think that's a passenger train. To get that, we need beer. And we need to make 120 a minute, for which we need a population of 1,000 craftsmen. Okay. It's probably worth racing for that. Yeah. Okay. They're expensive. But they'll be incredibly useful for inner city. And we'll really need to pump up our coal hauling for that. Our power plant would need to be larger, all that fun stuff, but... Okay, so we need to get 1,000 craftsmen employed. What is our current population of craftsmen? 485. Okay, so we need to double our craftsman population. We will get more craftsman population when they finally start receiving beef. Which isn't going to happen until... more workers arrive. Okay. Why are you producing 0 per minute meat? You've got workers. Just not enough workers. Complaining about efficiency, okay, sure. But it should be at least running a little. Well, let's bump up our worker count and hope that fixes it. It definitely doesn't help that we have fluctuating power. Is that still just down to steam? No, I think it's down to the point that we're using too much. Well, no, we're good. Mostly. There are a few of these houses that didn't actually get a power pole near enough. Which that's easy to fix. Okay, we're right on the raggedy edge of overrunning our power supply. But we are supplying enough. Barely. Hello, Colo. Welcome here. Okay. Now, increasing the worker population. Does that fix our issue here? It's still not working. Like, they've got some workers. Do they absolutely need max workers before they need electricity? Oh. It wasn't showing that at all anywhere in the UI. That's exciting. Okay, do you need low voltage or high voltage? Low voltage. Well, we're running high voltage poles over here anyway. Anyway, thank you for the bet, Colo. Okay, well that was obnoxious to figure out the hard way. Okay, we've unlocked oil. Which is good, but we're not interested in oil right now. I mean, I am. I wouldn't mind refining diesel and getting diesel trains going. Actually, diesel trains... Diesel trains would be good for in-town use as well. They would be less good than electric trains because we already have the electric infrastructure built there. I might be inclined to build a new power plant out by the fuel mine. Yeah. Good night, Colo. I should have considered building a power plant out here before I actually started doing all that stuff. Well, speaking of which, okay, yeah, we're still decent out. We're still decent on our little green belt here, blocking the power plant excitement. Or lack of excitement, as the case may be. Oh, do we have meat now? No, we do not. Do we have meat at San Salvador Central? Yes, we do. The meat train has loaded and is probably waiting to unload. Yep, right there it is. Okay. That means we're having problems with getting enough bread supplied. Do we have bread waiting at the station? Yes, we do. Okay. Okay, that train's basically empty. Yeah. We're not hauling stuff into the city fast enough. That's an issue. Also, we're having power problems again. It's not because of coal this time, it's just simply because the power plant's not big enough. Okay, new power plant time, question mark? Expanding this power plant's gonna be non-trivial. Because I don't think we have enough room. We might be able to make it. Okay, that gives us a little bit more overhead. Power should blink less often. Hopefully never. That does mean that... Okay, we're having trouble getting enough trains through here to unload at the market supply station. Well, no, it's catching up again. Like, we're handling fish fine. Bread's not enough. Yeah, okay, so this design was rather poorly thought out in retrospect. The problem is there's just not enough space for trains to wait. There's just not enough space for trains to unload. The trains are too short because I just couldn't make them longer and have them fit within the city block design. Is there anything I can do about it? Yes. Actually, I think there is. If I rip out this road, we can put a cross over here and put another section of train station down here. Oh, I don't have large enough catchment area for that. I'd have to put it up here, which I could also do, but would be less clean for other reasons. Alternatively, we could move these roads outward and have waiting bays on each side of the main line. That would work even better. Just straight up move these roads out 2 blocks. Put a bay in. Or even do more blocks and you could have trains wait as long as they wanted. We don't really have enough room to put in a proper setup. Okay, what's our current population? 785 craftsmen, 2,300 laborers. These guys are unhappy because they don't have shirts. There are shirts at the market supply. There are no shirts at the... Ooh, we're not getting enough stuff to the market anymore. That is an issue. Bump up the number of people working at the courier shack. Okay, well that's creating a problem. Now we're drawing down the supplies at the station way too quickly. But at least the materials are going to the market. So this station is supposed to supply 2 markets, not 1. And it's barely keeping up with 1. Which means we are simply not pumping enough trains through it. I really need shorter engines so I can fit longer trains in. Also, I really need to add slightly longer stations here. Okay, we can rework this part because this part is not being used by anyone. So so I can play with it to my heart's content. Okay. I'm going to make the platform 6 long. Because I just modified things to be able to fit a 6 long platform. And this will allow more trains per station. Damn it. I really hate the way it insists on deleting rails before everything else. Okay, we can fit that there. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, this way we can upgrade from 2 trains to 4 trains at the market supply stations, at the cost of bumping the roads out a little bit, which is a cost I am willing to pay. Okay. I was going to try to catch up when there's no train in there, but these stupid trams waiting all the time are causing problems. Okay, the station's just too busy to modify it easily. I'm going to cut the lines. And then we're going to do some quick little surgery. Okay, boom. 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 Okay, that's got to go there so its lines can reach. Okay. Now, the best part about this is we're no longer blocking the trams with unloading trains. We're forcing trains through faster. Okay. We're still short on bread. Let's upgrade this to the better quality market hall, which maybe will help a little bit. Okay, a whole lot of people are complaining they're missing things. Okay. Everybody be fine. Oh, the market hall has a larger range. I didn't realize that. Okay, well that's great. That means it's much easier to reach out to the edges, and we definitely don't have to worry about having enough range for that. Beautiful. We're still short on shirts. We're doing fine TM and everything else. There's shirts available. We don't have enough fish coming in. Yeah, we're simply not hauling enough stuff. If we can get a shorter locomotive, we can fit a third car on all these trains, and that'll help a lot. It'll help a ton. Well, that right now is our limiting factor on population, is that we just simply cannot pump enough trains through the market supply. Although, if we double up on these trains, we probably have enough station size that we can do that now. The problem is, I don't want to double up until we have a train to upgrade to, if I can avoid it. Because what I'd like to do to double up is make... Because you can't just easily, quickly upgrade a train without modifying them all individually. I mean, you can if you just want to replace the locomotive, but I don't think there's any way to... Like, do I choose upgrade? Oh, okay, that would actually remove. But like I can't add another car to it. Yeah. I could probably upgrade them to a better locomotive, but this locomotive was chosen for being relatively short. better for city service. It looks like we're short on bricks. Where are we producing bricks again? Not at Central Steel, that's for sure. Oh, we're producing them over here at Mega Mines. We have plenty of bricks in stock. Oh, we need a larger brick train. Okay, you send a train depot. Main depot. It's an ST20. It's a little bit annoying that you can't just let's give it an ST40. Boom. Longer brick chain. Problem solved. Okay. This junction isn't great. So we really need a better junction that doesn't block through traffic and turning traffic. So turning traffic doesn't block through traffic, basically. Like, this junction's fine, but it's a lot better than the simplest form of junction that you can make. All those signals help at least 2 trains go through the junction at any given time. Unless they're actually conflicting. Technically, I think you could probably run up to 4 trains through this junction at once. Assuming they were all not conflicting in their turn. But that's not going to happen very often. The stars align that you could have that happening. I'm trying to decide if it's worth... I don't think it's worth upgrading this right now. It is one of our bottlenecks, but it's not a very big bottleneck as far as such things go. Okay. We're producing 30 bricks a minute. We're spending up to 42 on upkeep. Oof. Okay, more bricks. Oh, and power is low here too. Why in the hell is power low? Because we don't have enough population. Why isn't there enough population here? Probably because we don't have enough population. That's splendoriferous, but easily fixable. Although it is going to put more draw on our stuff. Oh, undesirable. I know what the problem is there. Yep. We made the power plant larger, and so it's blowing through the green belt. Okay, we need to... That power plant needs to go. We need a new one. And I'm going to build it here at San Salvador Mines. Okay, how large is this power plant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules. Actually, I don't like where I placed that. Oh, that's an iron mine. Don't know why I thought it was anything else. Okay. Oh, we're short on cut stone. Okay. Now. San Salvador Power Plant has 3 trains assigned. Train 25. Go to the depot. Oops, not that depot. San Salvador local depot. What do you mean you can't go to the local depot? Send to train depot, San Salvador local depot. Okay. Now, we need a courier shack. Input there, output there. That should supply way more coal than we need. Okay, lovely. Now, send to the local depot. Goodbye coal plant. Boom. That should boost desirability significantly in the area. Sell you. Beautiful. We might need to... Yeah, we do. Okay. San Salvador fuel mine, power plant are now up and running. Beautiful. Now, what problems are we having for supply-wise? Shirts are still low. Bread's still a little low. Otherwise, things have recovered significantly. The shirt problem might simply be that we're not producing enough of them. How much cotton do we have coming in? We've got plenty. Let's go ahead and add some more shirt production. I think... Okay. We're consuming 101 shirts. Producing 287. What about Porto here? How many shirts are you, Scums, using? You are consuming 56. We're consuming 156 shirts. These are each making 40. Yeah. We should have plenty of shirts being made. The distribution center has 500 shirts in stock. We've got 1,000 shirts in stock there. We got plenty of shirts in stock here. Okay, we're just not moving enough shirts to the market supply. That's what the problem is. We are pumping a lot more trains through the market supply station because they're not stopping as much in town anymore. Okay, I wonder if I can... Okay, we have ore time passed. Is there any way I can do... The developer of this game needs to learn about some affordances. But anyway. Okay, so trains will stop and unload all of their goods unless the station has more than 500 cargo. Except they're not actually doing that. Station cargo 503. Yes, no. Oh, it's total cargo. It's not cargo of the given type. That's a problem. Okay, we can't use that weight condition. I'm not sure exactly what until done means. Okay, until done appears to work. Because it'll unload until the station... Okay. So until done seems to be until either the station is full or you're empty. Which is exactly what we want for these particular trains. Usually it's not what we want. Because usually we want the train to wait until it's finished. But for these trains in particular, we do not want them waiting ever. You know, waiting, not doing anything. We want them to wait until they're either empty or the station's full, and then leave. Also, that little hiccup in deliveries did not help anything. It didn't hugely hurt us, I don't think, but it certainly didn't help. Okay, how are we doing on actual... Yeah, we're full up on all the materials we need. We just need to transport them into the town faster. So what we really need to do is we need to duplicate all of these trains. Except the meat train, because we only need one of those so far. So I guess we better get to doing that. As much as I don't want to. Okay, duplicate fish train. Duplicate shirt train. Duplicate bread train. Duplicate potato train. That should be everybody. It'll take a little bit to smooth everything out. Do I have 2 trains hauling fuel here? I do. I don't think I need that many. It made sense once upon a time to have 2 fuel trains hauling to here, but I don't think it does anymore. Okay, we're unloading fish, we're unloading shirts. Here's bread. Potatoes, more bread. Meat, this is the only thing we don't need more of. More potatoes. More shirts. More fish. More fish. More shirts. We're still short on shirts. I do have 2 shirt trains, right? There's a bread train. That's a fish train. I might not have 2 shirt trains, actually. We need to actually start renaming these trains. Wait, what are you doing here? You can't stop at this station. Oh. I do believe he can actually stop at that station. Because for some reason, this is missing its block. Action limit. Lengthen tiles less than or equal to 3. Okay. We actually want this to be less than or equal to 2. So the trams only stop here. There used to be a signal somewhere in here, but then I rearranged things to get slightly better throughput. And this is supposed to be a tram only side route to get them past the industrial station without any issues. I think we might accidentally have 3 fish trains. We're out of bread here, actually. The bread train's not loading. And that's a problem because West Market Supply doesn't have any bread either. We're low on bread at San Salvador Industrial. Okay, we're just not producing enough bread. Are we producing enough wheat? I don't think we are. No, we're not. Okay, how much wheat are we producing? 120, 240 wheat. And we are consuming 240 wheat. Okay, we need more wheat. Okay. Let's get 2 more wheat farms. Boom. Okay. Now, we probably need to have another wheat train. Let's get a second wheat train running. And then we need to build this many bread productions over again. I don't really have enough space to put it here in the industrial sector the way I want to, but we'll just get into that a little bit and everything will be fine. Okay. Workers will arrive shortly. How many industrial trams do I have running? 2. What is the exact route you run? Between central and industrial, okay. Honestly, the idea is for most of the workers for the industrial area to come locally. So we won't need to actually run that many in with the tram. Alright. The market supply is full up on everything except bread, which we already confirmed that we weren't producing enough of. Okay, we have fixed our supply issues by just doubling up our trains and doubling the size of the station. Hallelujah. Problem solved. Now, with that little issue solved, we're short on bricks. We're not producing enough bricks to keep up with upkeep. Part of why we're not producing enough bricks is because we don't have enough people being hauled. Okay. The Megamind's passenger train is not hauling near its capacity, which means probably we're lacking workers in general. Okay, we need bricks to upgrade our existing workers, which is a problem. I could buy bricks, I suppose. We're back to having power problems. No, it was just a brief dip. Okay. These guys specifically are not hooked up to power. That's what they're complaining about. Okay. Let's hook up to the substation here. Alright, well that unlocked the brewery. Now, how much did we need to produce again to unlock? We need 120 beer a minute. Okay. The brewery produces 90. So we need 2 breweries running. That consumes... two hops fields? Yeah. Okay. We need electricity. craftsman, hops, and wheat. So we need 1 wheat field, 2 hops fields, and 2 breweries. And that should unlock what we need. However, before that, we really need to solve our brick problem. And the way to do that is to add another kiln. And a drying yard. Maybe we should add 2 kilns. Okay. This production multiplies if a certain number of structures are built adjacent, but it doesn't seem to say how many. Like, do I have enough drying yards or do I need more? Nothing really says. It looks like I do need more. Because that bumped our production up. Do we need 2 drying yards per? Okay. Yeah, it really doesn't seem clear how many drying yards you actually want per kiln. I don't see anything that really says. If I add another one, it does nothing because it's not connected to a road. That gets up to 75 bricks a minute. It looks like maybe there isn't a cap. Because this kiln is saying it's producing 2.5. So I guess you just want to jam as many drying yards beside your brickworks as you can. Interesting. Also, we're having trouble with getting enough workers out here, looks like, again. The power plant's complaining they don't have enough workers. Is that a general issue with everybody who's running off this town? Maybe not. Let's add a few more workers anyway. Won't hurt anything as long as we don't run over our supply. Well, it looks like we're having shirt problems again. Okay, so are we actually having shirt problems or are we having shirt delivery problems? Oh, we're having coal problems now. Fun. I reduced the number of coal trains delivering to Central. Because I thought I could get away with it. At the time, I could. However, I never did actually sell that coal train. I just ordered it to stop. Well, now I've ordered it to not stop. Okay, that's definitely not going to help deliveries, having some trains running out of fuel going through the station. Okay, we have plenty of shirts here. We have plenty of shirts here. We just don't have any shirts here. Probably because low fuel trains are bringing everything to a halt. Where are the shirt trains? There's a shirt train. There's a meat train. I've got more than one shirt train, don't I? Okay, there's a shirt train. Okay, I do have two shirt trains. Good. Alright, once that fuel problem solves itself, things will pick up a little bit. I really kind of need to split San Salvador Central. And I need to put an external station farther out and link the two together with a road. And just have it shift materials back and have some couriers shift materials between the two. Because I don't have enough space to get everything in and out of San Salvador Central that needs to get in and out of San Salvador Central. It's not a true emergency yet, but it's going to be soon. Anyway. Hello, Treebeard. The trains are fine, TM. We're having some self-induced fuel problems, but those will clear up in a minute. And those are causing some throughput issues with the market delivery trains, but aside from that, well, that we're having some worker issues, which is causing power issues. Which is causing brick issues. I don't think we have enough coal being produced locally anymore. Maybe we do? I do have some space where I can put in more coal mines. Let's do that. Okay, that's annoying for sure. Well, we can always fall back to that. Okay, that should improve our coal mining here at Mega Mines a little bit. Let's double the size of this power plant. Oh, I'm low on wood too. How the hell did that happen? Okay. We need workers. That's why it's so slow. It's out of fuel. Okay, well that'll be fixed as soon as it arrives, I hope. Now, how are things going here? Are we back on fuel again? Yes, it looks like we're not in incredible emergency state anymore. Yeah, I really need to remove this whole half of the station, and so I can expand the number of loading bays for this part of the station. 327 workers waiting. Like, there are some pretty hefty... Oh. He's holding up the line a little bit. Okay, San Salvador Industrial, how are you doing? Fine. We've got shirts in stock, we're out of potatoes now. Really? We're out of potatoes at San Salvador Central too. Well, that explains that. Why are we out of potatoes? Holy crap, that line is backed up for miles. There's the potato train. Okay, that'll solve the potato problem. Eventually. The coal problem is back. We're just not shifting enough coal through here anymore. We have plenty of coal at the mine, so that's no problem. Why are we short on wood? Oh. We're not producing enough wood. Interesting. Okay. We're producing 240 wood a minute. We're consuming up to 312. Okay. Roger that. Well, I guess we need to add some more then, don't we? There we go. Can probably jam a couple more sawmills in here if we have to. Yeah, let's do one more sawmill. Okay. Now we're pumping out enough wood that it's going to be purely a limiting factor how many trains we can get through here. Which is quite a few. I think we have 2 wood trains running full time. Are these 4-car or 5-car? 5. Okay, we probably could upgrade both of these trains to have an extra car, I think. I think that would fit. But I don't think we need to. Alright, cut stone. Potential production 3 of 24. Okay, we're good. We probably just need to transport the cut stone faster. No, we're not. We're transporting at full speed. We just need to transfer. Okay, I see what the problem is. The problem is that our quarries are not producing stone fast enough, I don't think. Yeah, they're not. Okay. So we need more quarries, if anything. Mega Mines is back to running at full speed. Bricks should be good. We're just not producing them currently at the speed we need. Potential's there, though. Okay. So let's go ahead and add a couple more quarries. Okay. Okay. Just need to have the workers delivered and all will be well. This tram over here is just supplying this clay pit. Okay. Yeah, so once we get enough of that through, that should fix that problem up and we'll have enough brick and stone brick. It looks like we're not short on anything right now in town. We don't have any bread waiting at the supply station. The market only has a little bit of bread. Okay, so we're low on bread. Bread delivery has arrived, though. Okay, but how are we doing at bread in the stations? There's no bread at that station. There's no bread at this station. Okay, are we just straight up not producing enough bread? We don't have enough wheat. We do have enough wheat. Oh. We don't have enough workers moving the wheat. Okay, that should solve a lot of our problems then. Let's see, how much do you need? Okay, 84 a minute. It's going to be difficult to get enough throughput at this place. Let's go ahead and assign max 50 employees. That should be enough. It's moving a lot of wheat. Look how fast we're drawing down the wheat here at the station. Okay, where are the wheat trains? We definitely need a second wheat train. Let's upgrade it to SD40. Okay. I unlocked a bunch of decoratives for producing more wood and stone. That's fine, I don't care. There's the new wheat train. Okay, bread's being supplied. Wheat we don't have enough of, but that's fine. We'll work around it. We might not be producing enough shirts anymore. Because currently the town is large enough that it's getting a bonus for producing wheat because it's specialized. And I don't remember if we were specialized in shirts at this town before or not. So let me check something. Okay, production is 180. We're consuming 120 in this town alone. We should barely be producing enough shirts. I think. Barely. Which means we're going to have to add more shirt production. Okay. I might just chop some of these houses off right here and add some shirts there. Yeah. Maybe. We are producing enough for now, though, so I'm not going to worry about it until we start having shirt shortages again. Okay. It's definitely time to work on that brewery, though. Where do I want to put it? We could put it over here next to the fishing village. It's got a pretty sizable place. Okay, so this isn't a true full junction. This is a crossover junction that doesn't have straight through lanes except in one direction. Effectively. And also I think it's a little screwed up anyway because it's not supposed to have these lines. Not sure how those lines got in there. Anyway, long story short, trains going through this junction can't easily go from this side to this side. But that's fine, because we'll never have that condition for the way we're designing it. Or at least it should never. If it does, then we've got issues and we need to fix them. Okay. Not sure how big of a station I actually need here. Think that'll be good? Can always make it bigger if we need to later. Can always make it bigger if we need to. In this case, we shouldn't need to, but shouldn't and won't are two different things. And that is all kinds of screwed up. Go me. Oh well. Now, you... Now, why did I lay this out this way? This is the dumbest place I could have put the station building. Yeah. I want to put that on the other side. Right there. And I messed up the placement of the tracks. Oh well, easy enough to fix. Alright, we could add a couple more bays here without any trouble if we need them. We probably won't need them, I hope. And I realize now that I forgot to copy the station name. Okay. Now, earlier I calculated we needed 1 wheat farm. And I hit the wrong button. There we go. 1 wheat farm. And 2 hops farms. If I had the bricks, which I don't. Okay. Now, that'll do. And a second ops farm. Okay. And then 2 breweries, I believe, which I think we can put out here. And if we can't, I'm going to be mildly annoyed. Okay, breweries can only be in towns, apparently. Man, that's annoying. Okay. Well, the brewery was unlocked by having a hops farm. Which is why I thought maybe it didn't require going inside of a town. But no, it requires being inside of a town. So what do I actually need to unlock? We need 50 craftsmen to unlock the brewery for a town. Well, I'm going to delete the wheat farm then, because that actually serves no purpose here. And I'm going to add just the 2 hops farms. We can put a 3rd hops farm here to take the place of where the wheat farm was, because they're about the same size, if we ever decide to do so. Okay. Input and output storage goes to there. Now, we need to add an extra wheat farm. That'll do. We're out of bricks again? Let's buy a few more. But I need to figure out why in the hell we're not producing enough bricks, because we should be. Producing 75 bricks a minute. How much are we actually consuming? Upkeep is using 63. Okay, so it's just a matter of we're using too many in construction. Supposedly. Alright. So this should pump out the wheat we need for brewing. Let's go ahead and define a new route. Add filter, hops. I want to take it to San Salvador Industrial, but we're running out of space at this industrial area. So I might want to do a second industrial station down here. Not right now, but later. Full cargo. Empty cargo. San Salvador. Hops. Okay, we'll add a train for this. No, it's too long. Now, new route. San Salvador Central to there. Name. Okay. Swap workers. Swap workers. ST40. Four cars should be plenty. All right. Now, enable. I don't know why these start disabled. It's very odd. Most structures start enabled like they're supposed to, but those start disabled for some reason. Those and what was the other thing I ran into that started disabled recently? Oh yeah, the ranches. Okay, and then we need 2 breweries. Just 2. So, let's go ahead and place those there. And then if I can find the damn things in the list, we'll put a distribution center here. Input from San Salvador Industrial, add filter, hops, add filter, wheat, output to San Salvador Industrial, add filter, beer. Set input and output to that. Okay, these are going to produce a lot. $20 workers will probably be enough to handle the transport. Okay, what was the unlock we were trying to get for this? 120 beer a minute. We should have that much once we have the materials coming in. Alright. First, though, where's the passenger train for this? Why in the hell? Oh, I didn't put signals on any of this. Oops. Wait. Wrong signal type. Okay. Some minor mistakes were made. Okay. That should unlock everybody. Oops. That brought the entire industry to a standstill just because I forgot a few signals. And hopefully, with that hops delivery, we should unlock the ET20, which means we will finally be able to transport inner city goods using electric trains. Which means hopefully we'll be able to upgrade to 3-car goods trains to haul stuff into town, which should greatly increase. Yeah, I know everybody's unhappy because you don't have supplies. That's fine. The trains that'll be moving those will be here shortly. Anyway. Let's keep buying bricks to tide us over. Oh, they need electrical power too. One moment, please. There we go, ET20. Hell yes. Hell yes. ET20. Darn. We can't quite fit 2 on. No. Or 3 on, I mean. Boo. Alright, anyway. I do want to upgrade all of these, though. ET20. All matching trains. San Salvador Local Depot. Now I don't have enough money anymore. That's because we're losing money in a rather expeditious manner right now. Okay, well we got enough money to last for a little while. Lock goods. Am I just zooming over it? I might actually be. Okay, beer is apparently hauled in tank cars. I figured it would be hauled. Lock goods, beer. Lock goods, beer. San Salvador. West Market Supply. One should be good enough. Okay. New route. San Salvador Industrial. San Salvador Central. Load. Unload. Full cargo. Empty cargo. Beer. Beer. Okay. San Salvador. Beer. Let's get a train for that. We could use the ET20 for this, but no, we're just going to use the ST40. Okay, now we have to actually build something to make use of the beer. That should actually be right there. Where can I put this? I didn't really plan where I wanted to put bars. Which is probably a bit of an oversight now that I think about it. We can just knock out a few random corners here and there and drop a bar in. I think we'll do it right there. Okay, bar, input storage, West Market Supply. The beer should begin flowing soon. Matter of fact, there comes the beer train right now. Okay, the local beer train is full, headed for West Market Supply. We're having power problems. Really? Yep. Okay, we need to add another block. That should solve our power problems for at least a little bit. Okay, everybody's received beer. Or is receiving beer. We're probably going to have to add a courier shack. move beer faster. And then we need to do something about that power problem. Does more power... Okay, adding more cooling towers doesn't actually seem to do anything. So it's not like the kiln where just adding more drying yards makes it better. Roger that. Okay. Now, what is you guys' problem? Undesirable land. Oh, apparently the breweries aren't very desirable. Alright. Well, I can solve some of that. Okay. Increase desirability a little bit. Spruce things up a little. And we're having power problems again, but just briefly. Okay. That does still indicate that we need to add more capacity, though. Okay, cut stone's doing fine. Brick is not doing fine anymore because upkeep is still higher than potential. Although potential production is higher than potential upkeep, so it's just a matter of I'm using too much again. Wood, potential production's way higher than potential upkeep. We're probably just not hauling it fast enough. Again, still, whatever. We're hauling it pretty quickly. Yeah, I think we'll be okay on that front. Oh, these guys are complaining about power again. They're complaining about power because there's not enough people. Well, let's add some more people then. We're short on potatoes. We're short on potatoes there. We have potatoes here. They just need to be delivered. But not very many potatoes here. We are short on potatoes at the potato farms, so we probably should add more potato farms. It's not something I would foresaw that we would need to add just right away. Okay. Let's get more potato farms down. We probably need several more things of potato farms. And here we see a little problem. We have more potato trains running through than what we have waiting bays. So this worker train that's delivering workers to potato farms can't do anything useful. Okay, so you get out of the way and make room for him. And that should increase potato farm production by a good bit. Actually, how many potatoes are we using here at the main area? Potato consumption is 85 a minute. Okay. We probably just went slightly over our potato production amount. And this will improve significantly now that we've added one more farm. Because we're not really using a ton of potatoes. Yeah, we don't have enough workers. We're losing money at a tremendous pace. Okay. The bar doesn't quite reach these guys out here. Dang it. Guess we'll worry about that later. Meanwhile, why are we having power problems here? I just increased the size of the power plant a ton. Okay, we had a worker shortage. That's been fixed. Oh, the church doesn't quite reach all the way out to there. Okay, what is highlighting what here? Whatever it is, stop it, because I want to see where this highlights. Okay, so we can't quite fit anyone out in this corner. That's just unreachable. Can I downgrade these? No. No, I can't. Playing a bit late. Oh, it is 10:53, isn't it? Oops. Well, I should probably wrap things up then, shouldn't I? Oh, I see what the problem is here. The darned water tower is one tile off reaching that. Really? Okay. I guess we'll have to put another water tower in somewhere. I can do that, I suppose. Doesn't hurt. Hush you. Oh well. Alright. I got our money into the positive finally. Whether or not we're consuming any of the resources that are coming in too fast now is a different story. We're consuming 103 potatoes. So we should still be good on that, I think. Shirts, we're consuming 162. Okay, we should still be good on that, I think. Bread, we're definitely still good on. We were producing, we were massive while we're producing that. We should still be good in fish. Okay, I think we're still good on all the stuff we're producing. Reminds you of Anno 1800 without water? It is very Anno-like. It's like Anno like with trains instead of boats. Which, honestly, well, that and no enemies. Which, honestly, I kind of like this better than I do Anno. It could really use some work around some of the UI. Because when you get a large settlement going, it gets harder and harder and harder to manage all your train routes. Like, this is all the train routes we have. There's a million of them. If I hadn't laboriously renamed each and every one of them to make them somewhat sensical, this would be completely unusable. And as it is, it's hard enough to use. Building trains in the depot could use a little bit of tweaking on the UI. Basically, it could really use some UI work. But like, it's a one-man indie game. You can't expect it to be perfect. So from that lens, it does a pretty darn good job. It looks great. Actually, I don't think it's one man. It's a small studio anyway. Not very many man. There we go. Yeah, the graphics are beautiful for what they are. Game runs well. It's extremely good. And I quite like it. And yeah, it is very Anno. In a good way. I didn't really enjoy Anno 1800 though. For some reason, I don't know why. I did not like that game. I love 1701. I don't like 1800. I don't like the regions, is what it comes down to. The regions, all the messing around with the, whatever the hell they're called. The items you could get that you could place in special buildings to give all sorts of overpowered effects to everything in the area. No. It just didn't feel like, I don't know, I didn't like it. But I'd like the older Annos. Anyway, let's go ahead and save our game. Because it is almost 11 o'clock. And by the time I get stream ended, it will be 11 o'clock. Yeah. Anyway. I really like Sweet Transit. I kind of wish I'd get a few more patches, maybe a little bit more content expansion or something, but it's a complete game. It runs well. It doesn't really have any major bugs. How much more you can ask for? But anyway. The only major bug the only major bug I run into has not affected gameplay at all and appears to only happen on Linux. So, yeah, I can't complain too loudly about that. It's just that the in-game music won't play. Except a better UI, yeah, well. The UI it has is functional. It's just not... It's got some edges that can be rounded off. And the thing is, to round those edges off, it would require a lot of work. You would have to... I'm not even sure how you would go about it. You'd almost have to have a whole separate system. Like, particularly just for the route UI, to make it easier to find the routes you want. You'd almost have to have a whole system that attaches routes to stations or something, and then you get at it from there instead of from a global menu. But I don't know. It would require serious rethinking of how the game works, and I don't know. I'm not sure if it'd end up being better or worse. You could definitely make much worse systems, but there's got to be a system in there somewhere that lets you build huge setups that are easier to manage. It just would require, well, a lot of work. Anyway, that's why Windows is best? Nope. Not at all. I will take the very, very rare non-fatal game bug in exchange for being able to do all the other things I could do. Yeah. You will never, ever, ever persuade me to go back to Windows that way. I like my... I love my wonderful little compatibility tools and stuff like Pipewire and Carla. And yeah. Technically, it probably would be slightly better to run Windows on the game machine. I would be more a pain in the butt to do certain things as far as certain older games and stuff that I have to run compatibility tools for. Some would be better, some would be worse. So it'd be kind of a wash. But I would never, ever, ever even consider on the stream machine at this point. The Linux audio tools are so far ahead of the Windows ones that it's not even worth considering. But anyway, tomorrow is Thursday already. And that means we'll be starting something old. Not too old though, because I'm pretty sure I haven't actually installed it. I should do that tonight. But assuming it works and I don't have to find something else at last minute, we're probably going to play Newcom 1. aka XCOM Enemy Within. Because that is my favorite XCOM. I don't like XCOM 2. It just rubs me the wrong way. It's worse than the XCOM 1. And also, XCOM 1 is older, so it better fits the Nostalgia Night slot. We're not playing the original XCOM 1, because that's a little bit too old for my liking. Anyway. So that'll likely be tomorrow, unless I have problems running it or something, which I can't imagine I would. And then Friday, of course, will be EDF. And Saturday and Sunday will be Valheim. Monday, of course, will be Crab. And then next week, for Tuesday and Wednesday, I do want to play more Sweet Transit. Oh, I really should stop playing Sweet Transit so we can start playing Timberborn, but I like my trains. I promise I'm not autistic, but anyway. Is anyone streaming anything tonight on the old follow list? Nope. No, they're not. Okay. Lazy bastards. Well, hopefully I see you all back here tomorrow for whatever does end up happening. And I will see you all later. Good night and goodbye.